Hello, my name is Katie with ProNotary. We are a remote online notarization software. So today what I want to get into is witnesses. It is a little bit of a different landscape from your usual traditional in-person witnesses when you are doing these notarizations. So for some of the most common documents that need witnesses are things for estate planning, for anything that, wills, trusts, things like that, and sometimes for warranty deeds. But there's a wide variety of needs for witnesses, but it's going to be a little bit different from when you set up a notarization with a witness than if you do not. So if you are first starting out, my best advice to you is to get a witness pool ready before you start doing the remote online notarizations. So that way they already know basically how to get signed on, what you expect from them, and then just the general flow of things. Because otherwise, what I have noticed, I've been a notary in this space for going on 2 years now. So what I've noticed is that if I ask for a witness that has never done a remote online notarization, it takes up extra time and is not the best experience for the client for these notarizations, because then you end up sometimes having the witness that might not necessarily know how to get signed on. So I'm going to show you how to make it so that that doesn't happen. So the first thing that you would want to do is explain what remote online notarization is to your witness, and then give them a sign-on guide so that way they know how to get signed on to the process. You would most likely want to pick a witness that is tech savvy, will have a quiet place for them to be able to do the notarizations, and not a super busy background, just depending on what it is that you are notarizing. So if you're notarizing for, very important things, I would try and get a witness that realizes that and will represent you well as your company and as your brand. So that is best practice, I think. The other thing that you want to kind of advocate for when you are talking with some of these different third-party contractors, so either title companies or law firms, sometimes they want to have the clients be able to provide the witnesses, and it's not the best idea, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. The witnesses that I work with, or the witnesses that the established notaries that are doing the remote online notarizations all the time, usually would prefer to use their own witness pool, because they don't have to worry that the signer will not be able to, the witness will be able to sign on. They don't have to worry about really technical difficulties. And then the other thing is the impartial bias. So I have seen it happen where there are, clients that provide the witness and then, come to find out that that witness had a beneficial gain or had some other thing going on with them that would make them not impartial. So to completely take that out usually is to find a witness that has nothing to do with any of the transaction and is from your own pool. So each state has different guidelines on what you have to do for your witnesses. So I would always refer you back to your state guidelines just so that you can make sure that you are compliant. But definitely give them a little bit of a prep talk. When I'm talking to my potential witnesses, I let them know that basically I want them to get signed on. I would send them the sign-on guide and any extra information that I would need from them, so that way I can kind of prep the document beforehand. So if I need their full name, if I need their address, any additional details, I let them know beforehand and I can prep the document in that way. So I also let them know kind of what it is that we are witnessing. So if it's something that is very, very sensitive, I would let them know, prior to anything, so that way they don't accidentally put their foot in their mouth by saying the wrong thing. And in general, I usually ask them to kind of just be the silent party that might introduce themselves, might go over any of the questions or the statements that they have to make in the very beginning. But after that, usually I would advise that the notary kind of takes over the show, so that way the client has the best experience possible and we can kind of get them acquainted and get through everything in a timely manner. So those are some of the things that I have found and would recommend as someone that has been a notary for 2 years and been in the space, to be able to find different witnesses that are willing to work with you. Like if you are a independent notary, my best advice is to go on to the social media and, you know, kind of socialize with the different groups that are hosting different, you know, meet and greets. We host meet and greets and do different things all of the time, so that way we can, you know, build that sense of community. Reach out to some of your other real estate industry people or anyone that you network with. And I also know that sometimes people use friends or extended family members and have that as a secondary employee sometimes, depending on the, you know, depending on the pay agreement that you come up with any of your witnesses. So that's usually more for independent. For the law firms, the title companies, you know, that's something that you would kind of want to approach with a little bit of a different manner. You might want to have someone within the office, but again, make sure that you're always following your own state guidelines. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I would love for you to check out ProNotary. We are a remote online notarization software that is very user-friendly. We are able to get everything very, very streamlined for different businesses, and we see more and more businesses and different industries that are adopting our software and remote online notarization to streamline and make their business grow even bigger. So I would love if you subscribed, and thank you so much for watching.